Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Margaret Pennard. I'm a historical fiction and fantasy author, and you are here for the Fireside Chat of Friday the 13th of October. So because I am a little too, cozy cottagecore-esque, I have some very special guests with me tonight. That's right. I have two people for the Fireside Chat. So this is just a series that I started in August where I am inviting people on to come do a little work session, come do a little creative brainstorm, and talk about what they're working on and hopefully get a little recharge, as you saw from the intro. So without further ado, I'll invite on my lovely guests for today's Fireside Chat. Welcome, welcome.
Hello everyone.
So we've got some different approaches tonight. We have RC Scott, some of you might know, with the audio avatar. Say hi, RC.
Hi, RC.
We've got Sheratan Mortis with like a flat lay overview, which is very cool and innovative. So hi, Sheratan.
Hello everyone. How are you?
So can you tell us a little bit about what you write, since you're horror genre and beyond a little bit, so that we can get a sense of what you write and where to find you and what you do with your channels, because I think that'll be different as well. Sheratan, you want to go first?
Sure. So basically, like, what I write about is more about horror narrations. I try to merge like psychological themes and more like I don't know how to explain it. It's more like ethereal type of paranormal type of thing at the same time. So I try to merge those two together. And I have been exploring and delving into also dark Greek mythology. And the clear example was on our Stygian collection that we are both part in. Yay! So in there I wrote my story that is called Styx and Her River, which is all about Greek mythology, but also it brings our character into this like odyssey that is more like on the psychological realm.
Psychological odyssey. I love it.
Yeah, and yeah, you can find me on all socials as Sheratan Mortis, except for X or Twitter, which is Mortis Sheratan. It's like the same thing, just reversed.
Got it.
Yeah, and well, right now I have been just being participant on live streams and everything, but on the coming months I have like a little NaNoWriMo series coming up for especially like the horror genre exploration, and I have a second channel where I'm gonna officially publish my first story narration for horror story, more towards sleep disorders, again mixed with the paranormal, which is going to be debuting on Halloween on October 31st.
Nice. Okay, good. So I've got both of you guys on Friday the 13th, and you've got both stuff releasing on October 31st, I think. So
Twinning.
Yes, so many things twinning. Okay, RC, let us know what you're writing, what you have currently in the bag, and what your channel is about, because I think
well,
vibes.
What I'm writing, I mean, I might as well just call it horror, because I know, like, ever since I started writing and getting into the writer's circle, like, everyone likes breaking off in their genres and subgenres, which is cool. You know, people like writing paranormal horror. Some people like writing body horror, sci-fi horror, cyberpunk horror, splatterpunk horror, what have you. I'm a fan of it all, and I want to write it all. Just that's how I embrace it. Whether it be some kind of like Clive Barker story or Stephen King, David Cronenberg, I just don't see that. And not to mention, I think a lot of it has to do with being from Chicago, such a huge melting pot of culture, and just like there's everything here. So I guess I just want everything. So like, I don't really stick to the genre other than just it's a horror story. It might have a little fantasy, it might have a little science fiction, but at the end of the day, it's going to freak you out. What I have coming up now is a body horror story. Basically, my homage salute to the David Cronenberg's, Junji Ito's of the world, and just getting as disgusting and disturbing as possible in this. Trying to outdo my last story, Skin Auction. But after that, I'm actually gonna be beaten down by craft in a cave somewhere, learning my sword play a little harder over the winter time. Because I have a graphic novel I'm trying to finish writing, and I'm gotten the taste for flash fiction, and that's a great way to practice on longer fiction. I've noticed, so I'm gonna be doing that. Also, my mind keeps pulling me towards more of like horror manga stuff, so I'm gonna be learning that a little bit.
Oh boy.
As far as YouTube channel goes, I do absolutely nothing with mine. You can subscribe to it if you want, but you're just gonna see me on other people's streams. I might dual stream one day. Other than that, you can find me on Facebook, same name, same avatar. Twitter at the RC Scott, same avatar. Instagram at the RC Scott official, I believe it is. Not TikTok, and that's about it. That's all I can take.
Good man.
Thanks.
Yes. Numerous people have said over the years that in order to get good at something, you really got to focus on it and not try to do everything at once. This is the whole wide versus deep debate. And at different points in my life, I've not vacillated, I guess, leaned one way or the other. But for social media, I find that if you don't want to go crazy, you really got to pick your poisons. So, yeah.
I think it all depends on where you have like the biggest following and the biggest hits at. Just gravitate towards that, maybe.
But you have to have presence and a style on there before you have a following. So
True that.
Pick an egg. We were having some egg conversations with Maggie earlier today on the sprints, but I just wanted to say hello to all the lovely people in the chat who came by to say hello. Shannon. RC was in the chat before he was in the waiting room.
It's me.
Barrett was here, and I
Barrett.
think he is off to a romance stream in a few minutes, so he may have just come by to say hello. This is a new feature on StreamYard, folks. This is a video background. It doesn't have the crackle, but I will settle for not having to worry about timing and having a fire in the background. I kind of like it.
It's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Did this come in today or what?
No, last week.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So Anita is here, fellow horror writer. I think she is not agnostic. What's the word I'm looking for? A universalist like you are, RC, in terms of like all the different kinds of horror, but also poetry and also fantasy and also complete other genres. So she's a writer of many genres. We've got Leslie saying happy Friday, cool gamer. I'm hoping Kat comes by because she's a zombie and horror fan as well. We've got LAX. Hello. Tioka. Hi. Jennifer Brown. Lovely to see you.
What's up, Jennifer?
And already subscribed to both. Someone who knows their horror writers on YouTube. Well done. All right. So you guys stream on other people's channels. But Sheratan, you're going to be branching out into narration, which is very exciting. So I see your computer setup is very fancy looking. Is your audio narration, which I know RC has thought about because people have suggested to him, also as like ornate and, I don't know, complex looking?
Yeah, like the part that you don't see is behind the scenes. I have like another 2 tables beside me.
Oh my gosh.
With
You have
a
like
lot of
the
things.
panels and dials and knobs and all that.
Yeah, all that. Although I have to get a better interface, but other than that, like, yeah. I really, really love narration, and actually I used to do voiceover acting before.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Professionally. So I am starting to return to that here and there, but I do it more like because it's my passion and I love it. And I thought, well, why not? I already am writing, might as well, narrate what I write about, right?
I don't know. I've thought about it, and originally I was pretty I don't know, might someday narrate my own audiobooks. And then I was like, oh no, now I know how much work goes into it and how much tech stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm
Yeah.
not being paid.
Yeah. Well,
When
there's always like studios, worst case scenario, right? But those sometimes are expensive.
yes, I was gonna say, yeah, some people have suggested that I get into the whole voice narration thing. Not saying no names, but yeah, first thing I've noticed is that there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. You got to just get the right emotional depth for it, and just know how to spill those lines and not trip up on anything, not go too fast, get the right pacing going. And then I found out you got to have a really quiet place, which I do not. My place is basement level, and there's a huge ass air conditioner, probably 20 feet away, that kicks on sporadically. And I
Yeah.
try to record a couple of stories, and it happens, and still recorded on here is me yelling about it. I tried doing a library study room, but each library I go to in the city of Chicago has a big ass clock and it ticks really loud. No go.
Oh no.
I have plenty of friends in the music scene who have recording studios, but they
Yeah.
don't do friendship prices. And they're not
Oh,
cheap.
interesting.
I'll have to figure out something else.
Yeah. Well, there's always like tricks that you can do, like a mix of stuff between, like audio software that you can actually like kind of muffle a little bit the background sound. There's also like boxes that you can do with foam, and choosing the right microphone also helps a lot. I found that those microphones that are meant for ASMR work really well because you don't have to be like away from the microphone. On the contrary, you're close to the microphone, and if you have like a little space that you have all your muffled things together, it actually works surprisingly well. And I should know I have like a school right across my street, and you have sometimes children screaming and stuff like that, so you kind of have
Children
to get creative.
screaming. What a perfect background noise for a horror story.
Yeah, I was gonna say right across from his school, they have it like all decorated outside, where like kids are like, "Don't cross the street over there. A witch lives there."
Most possibly, I mean, like they see me all the time and they make weird faces, so I'm pretty sure they're thinking something like that.
Are you sure they're making weird faces? Kids do look kind of weird, as it is.
Could be, could be.
So we normally do like activities for this creative recharge, and usually I give people the choice. But today I was like, no plan, no planning. I did my planning earlier today, actually, with another horror writer, historical horror writer. And so I got that all out of my system because I think you guys are much more like roll with the dice type folks. So that's what we're doing today. But I did
Yay.
get early information. RC is going to be reciting some poetry, and Sheraton's going to share some folklore with us, which is both very exciting and things that we haven't had before. So,
I'll
I
go last.
what's that?
I'll go last.
I was just gonna say I want to hear a little bit about the Friday the 13th first. So, Sheraton, if you're ready, just explain like how you were going to set the scene and if you wanted it to be in advance of a flash fiction prompt or just to like let people know about Friday the 13th folklore. Either way.
Well, huh. Well, I could tell you the facts that I came across with, and then maybe
Okay.
we can come up with some idea of how to do like something with it. Like,
Okay.
yeah, we could totally do a flash fiction or something like that with one of the facts that I found.
Okay.
Like, I actually found 13 facts, but I think that it's going to be like a lot if I
That is a
mention
lot.
all of them. Yeah. So, but from those 13, my favorites were one of the facts about Friday 13 is that in north central part of Portugal, there is a town called Montalegre that celebrates one of the biggest street parties every Friday the 13th. That is called La Noite de las Brujas, which translates literally to Witches' Night, but it's also the way that they call Halloween. So
Every Friday the 13th?
yeah, so they
That's so cool.
completely transform the entire town into like a Halloween town, and they have like vendors and fireworks and dancing and drinks, and it is like one of the biggest ones. So right now, as we're speaking, they're actually doing a Noite de las Brujas in Montalegre.
Nice.
So that's one fact that I learned about Friday the 13th. Another one is that let's see.
Could you
Uh
guys stay up for a night, a celebration of that caliber? I usually
oh
go
yeah,
to bed at 9:30 these days, so I'm out.
I got to work
yeah.
tomorrow morning, so after this stream, I'm watching one Jason movie and passing out.
Oh yeah.
Good plan. Sheraton, are you an all-nighter type person?
Sometimes, but not tonight.
Okay.
I have one thing to mention before I forget it. But today's my niece's birthday,
Mm,
Oh, happy
and
birthday, niece.
yeah, on Friday the 13th, October 13th. Well, just say not to get too open, but she's definitely a moody kid,
mm.
kind of antisocial, doesn't like authority too much or people that much. I don't know where she gets it from personally, but what makes it very interesting is it's her golden birthday.
What's that?
She was born on the 13th. It's her 13th birthday.
Oh my
Oh, I
god,
didn't know
that's
that
so
had a name.
special.
Yeah. As I called her, I'm like, that is so cool.
Nice.
She's like, whatever, I'm hanging up. Click.
Okay. Golden birthday. You
Digression.
reminded
Golden
me.
birthday. Happy golden birthday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so cool. So, do you want to know another little fact about Friday the 13th?
Yes.
So, this Friday the 13th on October is a very special day because it only happens every between 5 to 11 years. So, the last Friday the 13th we had was on 2017, and the next one is going to be on 2028.
Hmm.
Yep. So it only happens like every 5 to 11 years.
Are
The
you talking
longest
about
has
in
been 11
October
years.
or any Friday the 13th? Because I think we just had one.
Just on October.
Oh, okay.
And
Got
the other fact is also that Friday the 13th cannot happen more than 3 times in 1 year. So you will normally have only 2 Friday the 13th, 3 if we're lucky.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yes.
Get it? Get
I
it?
like
Lucky
it.
13. So yeah, going about the lucky thing actually is like there's this debate because in one hand there's this whole culture between the number being unlucky and everything, and it has several origins from the Vikings actually associating it with unlucky because of there's this story about how the gods were gathering in Valhalla. There were 12 gods, and then Loki appeared and was mischievous, and like he was the unannounced 13th guest.
Hmm.
And of course, Loki being Loki created havoc, and there was murder and all these things happening in that story. So that's where Vikings started to associating the number 13 with something unlucky.
But
And
hold on.
yeah.
Well, go ahead if there's more to the Viking story, but I had a number question.
No. It's pretty much is that with the Viking story.
Okay, so like, how do we get to 12 as normal with 13 as not normal? When really, if we're dividing it up evenly, there are 13 months in a year.
Yes,
Like, it's
exactly.
not like 10. It's not like a 10-based number system where it's because we have 10 fingers and toes. Like, why is 12 a good number pre-Christian? Like, I don't.
No idea.
Anybody?
Jesus likes even numbers. So we got to go with it,
Jesus
folks.
likes threes. Come on now.
Yeah,
If we want
exactly.
salvation, we can do odd numbers.
Yeah. Well, that's also very interesting because like later it was actually the Christians who started out also the whole superstition as well, because you had Jesus on the Last Supper. There were 12 apostles plus him, which it was 13.
Mm.
And then the next day he was crucified, which was on a Good Friday. So that's why Friday the 13th started to be like a thing. So it's very
That's just
interesting.
adjacent. That's not even in the same field. That's the number of people, and then the day of the week, and it's probably not the same days of the week in the ancient, like,
I
Roman
don't know.
calendar. Like, no.
Well, I
Every
mean,
culture is different. Every culture is different.
I guess if you think about it, if anybody's gonna, I guess, fortify superstition, might as well be those folks too.
Yeah,
Put some
exactly.
legitimacy behind it.
Like,
But
it's all over the place. All over the place. The same, the Italians, for example, but it's not the number 13. They decided, okay, no, it's not 13. It's going to be Friday the 17th, which is the reason why is because the Roman number 17 is written equally to a Latin word, which is vixi, which is the omen of bad luck for, like, it's like a way of saying I already died, even if you're alive. So
oh,
yeah, and then I don't know.
that's weird.
It's weird. It, like, people,
That's cool though.
all over the world, like, try to find, like, same. For example, Greek and Hispanic cultures usually associate more, instead of Friday the 13th being Tuesday the 13th as unlucky, because Tuesday is associated with the Roman and Greek god of war, which is
Mars.
Ares and Mars.
Hmm.
So this is why, like, they are like, no, it's not Friday, it's Tuesday. So we could actually debate forever, like, which day exactly is the unlucky day in which part
Interesting.
of the world.
Yeah, Eliak says, I think Friday is the day that's cursed.
You
Cola's
know,
reminding
Ali.
me, don't hurt my head overthinking this. Thank you. That's entirely possible. Oh, yeah, numerology stuff. It's hard. It's sometimes hard to get to, like, what was the origin, because there's been
Yeah.
so many telephones, so many, like, changing of the culture, taking up this and then distorting it to that and then distorting it back and then,
Yeah.
yeah, interesting.
So what is also very interesting is that the actual date of Friday the 13th was not referred nor recorded anywhere as unlucky before the 19th century. So I think it was, I think it was like a merge of things of, oh, the number 13 is unlucky. Oh my God, it's Friday. Oh my God, it's Tuesday. Like.
What about the 13th floor in a building? Why are they weird about that?
I have no idea. Wasn't there a movie about it?
Yeah, some horror movie, but I never watched that. It looked kind of bad.
I think that it just was taking the unluckiness of the number 13 and translating into a modern context.
Yeah.
The weird stuff we hang out to.
But it's very interesting because also now in pagan culture, also you have, like, a lot of witches and Wiccans and other type of pagans that actually associate 13 with a divine number. It's like the power of femininity, because it's called, like, the number of moons, which is like the menstrual cycle of a woman in a year.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, they are like, oh no, Friday the 13th is a perfect time because that's where you can create things. That's where you should celebrate, beauty and wisdom and self-care.
Brujas.
And and dance on the La Noche de las Brujas.
Yeah.
Yeah, believe it has happened. And a lot of times, usually with, like, being at the video store back when those existed, and looking at the cover, so I'm like, wow, that looks really dumb. I don't want to watch that. And 9 out of 10 times I was correct.
Okay, so the 13th floor, whatever that movie was about. Okay, but what about The Only Murders in the Building? That's like a similar title. That seems to be really popular right now. I haven't seen that, but I hear it's good.
Isn't there a Twilight Zone episode about the 13th floor with all these mannequins that, like, come to life?
Probably.
I think. Like one of the older episodes.
Yeah. Well, we're almost halfway. Do you guys feel like doing a 15-minute flash sprint on something based in those facts? You just pull something out and run with it. You want to do that?
Sure.
I
Okay.
can't promise that's what I'll do, but I'll, go mute for 15 minutes.
Okay, so let's do that. So 25, 14, sorry, 40. And we're going to try a flash fiction. So the only rules are take some fact out of what Sheratan has just shared about Friday the 13th, numerology, and rituals of luck throughout the ages and turn it into a story. So we'll mute ourselves and come back to share the results in 15 minutes. Enjoy the non-crackling fire. And it's 40 minutes. Sheridan's just going hard. Okay.
I think it has a real villain vibe. I like it. Kind of like Dr. Claw, but darker.
What does?
Her setup right there with the hands.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's right. Wait. What did you just say? Dr. What with the claws?
Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. You only see his hand and the medkit.
Yes, the clicking and the metal. I totally remember that. Oh my gosh, Dr. Claw.
So funny.
That
Yeah,
80s.
chat was talking about numbers as well. 0 doesn't exist. Yes, I was thinking about the number 4 being unlucky for Chinese lore. Johnny Siddon's smashing the like button. Thank you. I'm not sure what this referred to. Maybe the 13th floor building. I went with the standby trope. I almost said which one, and then I thought, no, I won't spoil it for you. Do either of you want to share your flash fiction story?
Mine is like so stereotypical though.
What do you think you're gonna get from me, Sheratan? I don't even write in the genre.
Okay. So do you guys want me to go first?
Sure.
Awesome. So it was past midnight. The clock marked 12:13 a.m. on a Friday the 13th. Jonathan stormed in our room like a bull, ready to charge the next toreador, wearing a cape and a stupid mask that he most possibly found in one of those old Halloween thrift stores. Lana, wake up! It's time! Make a wish! You know that I don't trust anything that happened today, especially coming from you, Jonathan. Oh, come on. Today is a day of good omens, says Jonathan. You'll see. As much as he annoys me, I try to entertain my brother, so I put up a smile and follow his lead. We should go to the cemetery. That's where the celebration starts. Jonathan, you know that we're no longer in Montalegre, and everyone is sleeping right now. I am not even sure if the cemetery is open at this time. Like it that stopped us before, said Jonathan. I grabbed my shoes and my sweater, not feeling like dressing up for this adventure. I'm too comfortable in my pajamas. We walked and walked until finally we arrived at the cemetery. Oh dear, it's 1:13 in the morning. Ugh, the things I do for him. It's gonna be great, you'll see. When we entered the cemetery, a crowd emerged from behind the tombs. Chanting and dance ensued. There were performers, people in disguise, and musicians playing. My brother and I had the best time. Hours passed. We had the best of times. There goes Lana again, says the graveyard to the police officer. How can we make her understand that she needs to stop digging her brother's corpse out? And that's where I left it
The
at.
twist. Brilliant.
It's
That's
such
fun.
a cliche, but I really liked it.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
RC, you want to go?
Well, I honestly didn't write anything down, but in that time, I got the idea of a story together. But by the time I formed it all in my head, I only had like 5 minutes left. It's about this frat boy at this Friday the 13th kegger at some college dorm who drinks 13 bottles of the strongest mead ever made, homemade college brew, probably in a furnace somewhere. But yeah, everyone drinks like half of that, and he goes full the whole day, and he passes out, wakes up in Valhalla, and he sees Loki, trick that blind guy into shooting Balder and killing him with the mistletoe tip arrow. It witnesses the darkness that comes to Friday the 13th, and he wakes up to his roommate's pet snake broken out of his case and slithering around him, being Loki's symbol of the snake. The end. Nice. Like, oh shit.
So cool.
Abbreviated version, the non-written version. So that's how stories form in your head. You get like the whole circle.
Yep.
And then you write it. That's so different from how they form in my head.
That's why I write so slow. And I also like overthink every sentence, every word, and basically edit while I'm writing.
Yeah.
That is dangerous.
Thank you.
So you just said great ending to Sheratan. I like it. Nicole said lighthearted until the twist. Love it. Joka says absolutely love it. Nice.
Nice.
Awesome.
You guys
I
got
really
any
liked
line?
Scott's story though. Like it was really, really cool.
The what?
The R.C. Scott's story, I really liked it.
Yeah.
Especially the symbolism parts.
Yeah. Loki and the snake.
Well, when I do go into my cave to train this winter, maybe I'll whip that story together in a flash fiction. I don't know though. Like I'd want to work on that and make it longer. Like bring down the entire apocalyptic Friday the 13th vibe. Later. I got too much stuff to do.
Lauren wants to read RC's idea as well.
Fine, but put it behind a paywall.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's like what I'm picturing, RC, is when the ring is destroyed and like the top of the tower with the eye is like pulling itself apart and then it smashes. You're like, idea, smash.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing.
It's crazier than that.
Get it to TV. Get to it, RC. I think that's what that is. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
I don't do the movie TV people. They're weird and creepy.
I agree.
And phony. Bunch of phonies.
There's a lot of horror in TV and movies, but
look at Hollywood people and the people that work in the industry and look at me. Do you think I'd last 5 minutes in that building without get fired for cussing somebody out or flipping the bird or calling them a dumbass?
At that angle. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
I was looking at the people who are in like the makeup and costumes for horror movies and special effects. I think you would fit right in. Like,
those people are cool.
Yeah.
I met a few of those at conventions. They're really cool people, but like the ones that like you want to get the ideas from, they're real snakes, and I can't fake with those people. They'll see right through my dislike.
That's like why the indie community plays a role. You don't have to be there. We could make our own TV.
Get a camera. Obviously, I don't have one.
Okay. I barely worked in the prompt, but I sort of did. So let's see if you can tell what it is.
Okay.
Here's mine. Josie was out of her depth, dressed in borrowed woolen garb, acting on advice she only half understood because of a language barrier, and not really believing that the small figure in the dark, shaggy moss could do anything to help. I brought what I thought you might be interested in to trade. The fey figure turned its head in the moonlight. I do not trade in cobwebs or shadows, mortal, whispered the voice. But I might be convinced by a glint of gold or silver. What use did the Fae have for gold or silver? Josie wondered. But I don't have either of those, she said in a small voice. The villagers said, "Oh, but you do." The slight figure edged closer in a deceptively fluid motion. Josie felt herself tremble, but willed herself to hold her ground. Isn't that what you do with this kind of predator? She needed them to become indebted to her so she could get her wish. I do? In your mouth. I've seen it. Josie's mouth gaped open. See? Quickly, she popped her jaw closed. How badly did she want to go home? Take it, she said shortly. She felt a sharp yank, the spill of salt and copper in her mouth. Now send me home to my own time. As you wish. And the wind whistled as the wolf howled and Josie disappeared from the forest.
Wow.
Woo!
So I went with time travel, which is like, I don't know. One of my favorites. What can I say? Yeah, but I had to work like Vikings in because I didn't know what else. Yeah.
Still very cool.
Joka says, in my opinion, I prefer books and stories over movies. Agree. Books give you a sense of liberty in your imagination. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. We're just old-fashioned folks out here on YouTube live streaming with all this technology.
With the whole technology.
I think where you'll find the best representation of both literature and visuals and comic books if it's done right with the right illustrator and the right writer. Just you just get so much in one panel if it's done right. Like you can tell a whole story in one panel if you want to.
I was spending my time really well last night, and I was watching a documentary about the making of 101 Dalmatians.
But what, the original cartoon?
And they were talking about storyboarding and what the story men, because they're all men, did back in the day, and how it was like comic strips, and how closely that movie's actual film stayed to the storyboarding, because you could see it in the archives. And I was like so fascinated. And it was like comic books or like a little flip book. It was so cool. So
Yeah, but I get carpal tunnel just thinking about being that animator.
But you don't, because the animator just does. This is the first movie they use Xerox for. So the animator does the scenes, and then like there weren't any, what do they call them, ink girls, to like put the ink on a cell, which is the plastic thing that is used for the film. I was learning all this cool like film stuff, animation stuff. Anyway, as I said, really using my time well last night. What'd you guys do last night?
I mean, it's better than doom scrolling.
Yeah.
I was like constantly checking facts about Friday the 13th. I was like really like, wait, I can find more. I'm pretty sure I can find more than just Wikipedia here.
Nice.
And yeah.
Well, it looks like it's time for RC's poetry recital.
Oh, okay.
Let's hear it. Who are you reading, and what's the title?
Well, first off, full disclosure, it's my first time ever doing this, any kind of public poetry reading. Even though my goth friends have dragged me to several, I never got on stage.
Nice.
So they're if they're any watching right now, they're probably really pissed at me, and I'm going to hear about it later. They can get over it. What I will be doing is a short poem by Charles Baudelaire, I believe you say his name. It's called The Ghost, at least the English translation. But all right, here we go.
I'm going to make you big.
Anyways. Softly as brown-eyed angels rove, I will return to thy alcove, and glide upon the night to thee, treading the shadow silently. And I will give to thee my own kisses as icy as the moon, and the caresses of a snake, cold gliding in the thorny brake. And when returns livid morn, thou shalt find all my place forlorn, and chilly till the falling night. Others would rule by tenderness, other thy life and youthfulness, but I would conquer thee by fright. A little stiff, but not bad.
Atmospheric. Cole said I read this. It's a good poem. Nice. Yes, it's from a very creepy collection of poems that are not even all horror poems, yet they manage to be creepy. So well chosen. Les fleurs du mal, right?
Yeah, it's kind of me.
You people read. I look. Wait, I can't tell what this is. Let me look at the YouTube version. You people read. I look buried in the comic. Dap. I don't even read.
Dap.
I'm not sure what that's. If I recreated that well enough, I still don't understand it. Great job reading, RC.
Thank you.
Takes courage. I stutter too much for the life of me. Poetry is hard. Poetry's very exacting. So yeah.
You got to have the right rhythm for it. And also, like, yeah, I do have slight dyslexia, and it used to mess me up when I read aloud in class, but that's because I go too fast anyway. I always got to rush it.
Oh, but you did a great job, though.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Well, we have to do it the poet's way.
Snaps. Yeah.
Snaps.
Well done.
I want some coffee.
Coffee? Is that your reward?
Well, if we're doing poetry, I got to drink some coffee.
because poetry was read in coffee houses? What's the connection?
It is stereotypical, but not always. Coffee houses, tea houses,
I've got
alleys, depends on who it is.
Hmm.
alleys. Where do you guys picture poetry most being read aloud? I would say a stage.
I actually see a coffee house.
Coffee house,
That or a bookstore.
Yes.
bookstore.
Library.
Nope.
I don't think
wish
I've
there
ever heard
was.
poetry read in a library.
I wish there was like at a park.
Oh yeah, that's happened. Actually, not too long ago. Another goth friend dragged me to this one on Loyola Beach. Yeah, goths on the beach, but funnily enough, it was a gloomy day,
Wait,
overcast. It's like they
wait.
called upon it and they all did poetry on Lake Michigan at Loyola Beach in the north side of Chicago. It was
But
kind of cool.
Nice.
backtrack. Did you just said goths?
Goths on a beach.
Yes, goths on a beach on an overcast day. Even though it wasn't called for, they were still going to do it. It could have been scorching out, but that's the
Yeah.
way it happened.
Wow. Well, it would have been less likely goths on a beach scorching day. So
Well, a whole lot of black umbrellas.
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to find it fast enough. There's an iconic postcard with people dressed up as witches stand up paddleboarding in the Willamette River as protest. Have you seen that?
no.
No.
Portland.
That's
great.
beautiful.
Great. Yeah. I don't even remember. It's so long ago. I've had those postcards for so long. But it's good. It's a good moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man. So Sheratan, have you done your interview with Stygian yet?
Yes, actually, I did it today.
Okay. Oh, today?
Today, earlier.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you recorded it, but it's not out yet.
Yeah, it's not out yet.
Oh,
But we
fun.
recorded it today. It was really,
Okay.
really fun.
Yay. Awesome. Okay, so let me let everyone know at home what that means. So there's 25 of us,
24.
24
Mhm.
who did 25 pieces. Is that how it worked?
Yes.
Yes. 24 people who contributed to the Stygian collection, which is a dark horror slash sci-fi slash, I don't know, confront your
Philosophical.
demons kind of book. Exactly. And a lot of like myth retelling kind of stuff because of the Styx theme. So this was convened earlier this year. It came out in July. We both have pieces in this. You can buy it with the link in the chat or in the description. And Holly Rhiannon and Pei Vio are the people who edited and put out this collection. They have a channel called the Stygian Society, and they're doing interviews, trying to get everyone on. So I've had mine. It is out on their channel, and Sheridan just recorded hers, so it should be out in like the next couple weeks probably, because Holly's a badass. She's doing everything.
She does
Yeah,
it all. Is amazing.
yeah. Holly's amazing. So yes.
In the collection, there's like actually a poem that I really, really like, written by Holly, actually Holly Rhiannon. That
You wanna
is
read it?
called. Oh, yes.
Can you? I don't know.
Do it.
I
Well, I think you can go like a
can.
minute, like under a minute, maybe.
For a minute.
Um.
We'll
Yeah.
time you. Well, you've got a minute until the hour mark, so there you go.
It is. It is a short one. It's just like a page, and not even a page and a half long. So it's called Graveyard Thoughts by Holly Rhiannon. This is the place of flies. I remind myself as a vibration breaks the stillness, the calm of the headstones. Carrion eaters know what lives beneath this soft earth, decay and rot not visible on a freshly polished stone. My life has been a graveyard flower, tentative bloom reaching for a light in which it will never touch, roots coiled around a death that sits in the pit of me. It's coming, more so with every smile than every tear. Happiness feels stolen these days, undeserved. Unexpected it's come, and I wait only for the inevitability of its passing. My hands travel to my pulse, and my mind travels to faraway countries, countries where my blood lives still, mixed with bullet casings. Do poets still Do poets sit in the trench as I do by the graves? There's something to be said about the full futility of an artist without a war, but ours are incomparable. My flies are drawn to wine in a water bottle, flowers pressed between paper, food wrapped in wax, and I wonder if they prefer the intoxicating aroma of decomposition. Carrion eaters would take away what they can get, as will I, as I sit among the graves, knowing that this is not yet my home, while the flies traverse strands of my hair, the root formation of veins on my hand. With every step they whisper that I'll be there soon, but until then I'll fight my war upon the paper.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Flies. Yes, we love talking about flies on corpses and living bodies. Why not?
Flies that lay their eggs.
Ugh, yes. Warm drinks of choice. And Lauren saying shameless self plug. Nicole and I both have a book of poetry out. Awesome. And then Jordan Mahoney came in. So who is a part of the drinking? I don't think we have a drinking game going on, but we're not even
Unless it's
having
tea.
mishaps of the technology. We're doing okay tonight, but I think he just hexed us on Friday the 13th.
Sounds like already playing a drinking game. They're repeating themselves.
No, that's because it's dictation. So I think
Ah,
he says it once and then it speaks again. So we've just gotten used to seeing it like that.
Oh.
But yeah. Okay, so I think it is too late for me to start my round of flash fiction, which is going to be about write something where something is transformed. I found this on a prompt.
Write a
Something
story.
transformed into something else.
Mm.
I like sort of very ambiguous themes like that, but I think this time could best be used by telling us what is coming up for you guys. What are you excited about? Tell us something about the future that we should look out for your channels and or releases. Remind us of what you're releasing on Halloween for all the horror fans out there. RC, go first this time.
okay. Well, yes, body horror story novella coming out on Halloween. It is titled The Cyst. A quick breakdown. It's about a woman that gets been bitten in the face by a weird spider while on a trip to the rainforest, and instead of becoming Spider-Man, it's more like the Fly. You know,
Hmm.
it's right off as assist by a doctor. Gets bigger, change her personality, then her diet. She's a vegan. That goes away. Then eventually her figure in a lot of horrible ways. It's gross, offensive, and I'm probably gonna get canceled by a few people. But I hope they bring a barf bag.
Link to pre-order in the chat. That cover is striking. You do well with your covers. Was it a same cover designer? Different?
Nope. I went with a new guy this time.
It's different. Nice.
He's from Colombia. His name's Alberto Priya. He's a freelance artist. He's actually done some comic book work too down there.
Nice.
Actually, if you want me to, I could drop his Instagram link in the chat because he's definitely looking for do more covers. And he is a cool dude too.
Nice. Pass on that client referral love if you like.
And I normally don't do this. I usually hate most people I work with.
But he's working for you, so that's different. Sheratan, how about you? What is coming out Halloween?
So on Halloween, I'm releasing officially my first horror narration on my channel Insomniac Delirium.
Insomnia.
Insomniac Delirium.
Insomniac Delirium. Wow. Okay.
That's the channel. There's absolutely nothing there except for the intro. Eventually, I'll put a proper intro, but yes, on October 31st is going to be officially the first narration story coming out there. Also, my NaNoWriMo series is going to start on November 1st on my main channel on Sheratan Mortis. And I also am writing, part of the things that I am working on is writing for the zine that also Stitching Collection is going to release on January. Basically,
Oh,
like a collection. Also, like it's kind of like to try to continue with the anthology spirit. Pretty
mhm.
much, we are doing a zine,
Yes.
and the submissions are open until November 30th for January, and they're gonna be happening like every 6 months in January and in July. So there's going to be submissions in between those. So if people want to submit for the zine, like, and you cannot have enough time on this round, you can start preparing for the next round. And
Or if
yeah,
you can just like whip something out.
yeah, exactly. It depends on
Phrasing.
You gotta
your
run.
preferences.
Phrasing.
And they are accepting writings and not everything, but some comic type of submissions as
Mhm.
well.
Nice.
And whoever is chosen is going to receive an honorary of $20 and a physical copy of the zine of what they are going to be published. So I'm really working on that so I can enter my submission between November 30th and hopefully entering in the January zine.
Excellent.
So wait, like
Yeah.
what are the links to the stories or whatever that are up for submission?
Uh, it's I think 2,500 words. Like I should
Oh, like minimum?
like I think
Probably
it's
max.
maximum.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, like
because it's
flash
like
fiction.
short. Yes, it's short stories mostly. Like it's a collection. So I don't know if you know. Yeah, exactly that one.
Yes, I'm going there. Thank you. Thanks for dragging this horse to the water. I am drinking it.
It's like going pretty much old school with the old school vibe of the back in the day magazines for short stories and stuff like that, but we're doing digitally and also physically. So
I'm all
that's gonna
about
be
the old
pretty cool.
school.
Yeah,
Like I
they're great to
I
work with.
100% give like a shout out again to Holly and Pay, Holly Rhiannon and Payview. They came out with the idea. They're doing amazingly with the Stygian Society Press, and super excited to be part of that
Mm.
and be part of everything that we have been coming up together. Like I think that Margaret and I would never have crossed paths if it wasn't for the Stygian collection, actually.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pretty happy.
Definitely. Yes. So Lauren is asking, how do we submit? Sounds awesome. I've got the link in the chat for submissions. And Holly does have the channel Stygian Society that you can go and watch some of her videos. I think besides the interviews with the authors in the collection, she's also got one or two about submitting and what they're looking for the zine and what they're planning for that as well. So feel free to check it out, subscribe. They're great people. So
Yeah, and also they have more information on uh, the Instagram page of Stygian Society.
yes, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I don't have any more horror. I was on, as I said, Kat's sprints on Wednesday, and she was saying like someone in the chat said they had a black cat, and someone tried to like capture the black cat on a Friday the 13th to try to like do some weird ritual. So like protect your black cats. That's something that wasn't in one of your
my God.
facts. But my cat is gray, and he never gets out except in the mornings. So I think he'll be okay tonight.
Is your cat a black cat?
He's gray.
He's gray. Oh, so he's safe.
He's safe. So yeah. But be careful if you're out walking at night tonight, if you're going to your friendly neighborhood. I forget what night is in Portuguese, but de bruxas.
La noite de las brujas.
There we go.
Noite. I
Nuiche.
love that word. Noite.
That's very cool. I don't know what
Nuiche.
it would look like either. How do you spell it? Nuiche.
Noite is oh my God, I had it written somewhere. Completely.
Yes, I can just throw an X in there.
Noite de las brujas. No, something with X.
Right.
For sure.
Yes, the deceptive X. All right, well, we're going to wrap it up. The only things I have to let you guys know about are that it's a busy weekend. Tomorrow we've got AuthorTubers host karaoke at 5 p.m. Pacific. RC, if you felt like joining in. And then...
Why? We'll give you the impression that I can sing, though.
I'm just teasing. And Saturday, I've got like all the book recs for November readathon, so we can get ready for the next month in time for Nonfiction November and Historathon. So history, science, psychology, all that fun stuff. Sunday, my channel.
Yeah, I'll see if I can join, because also tomorrow we have the Stygian live stream for the second part of the book. I forgot.
Yeah.
I almost forgot to mention that.
Are you in the second part?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the second part on Devil's Bargain, but that, I'm sorry I'm doing so many plugins, but by the way, there's being like right now a giveaway. So if people follow and comment on posts, whether it is on Facebook, Instagram, or X, you can win. It's like basically follow the authors, comment and share. You could enter into a raffle and win a physical copy of the Stygian collection. So we're gonna unite the ones that we are on section 2 of the book tomorrow at I don't know at what time would be PDT time.
But it's on Stygian Society channel, right?
Yes, exactly. It's on
So
Stygian
check them out,
Society.
subscribe, and then hopefully they don't cross over, and you can watch both.
Yeah, exactly. I think you can, because we're gonna be like at 3:30 p.m. but Eastern time. I'm not sure how.
Oh, okay. That's early.
So 3 hours. Yeah, 12 o'clock PTD.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, both of you. Have a lovely Friday the 13th, celebrating in whatever way you deem to be kosher. And, check out their books and works and channels. And happy reading, everybody. Take care.
Happy reading.
Stay hydrated.